Continue from previous video. We already created an activity, then relative layout object, then also a button and places a button with its own properties like press me text and the yellow background, and we created the layout parameters to place the button in the center of the of its parent, which is a layout, and in which is our activity. And in this time, we're going to continue from this example, which is I'm going to create a TextView. Okay, this TextView is an object of EditText class, and itself is also inherited from the View class. And I'm going to place it above of this button using the power of relative layout. So we're gonna create this one. So we're gonna create this one. So creating the how to say creating the TextView. Okay, TextView. So it is an instance of EditText. Okay, so I'm gonna name it txt TextView name. Let's say equal to new content space EditText, and we need to pass it in the context. The context, and the context right now is this. Okay, context right now is this. Then we're going to let's say add it to the layout. Then you're going to take layout dot add view. Okay, you're going to add txt name. So what we did just now is you created a text sphere. Okay, you created a text sphere like this. Okay, and by default the text sphere is only grab content, so it's only this more. Okay, and then the next job that you did is you're going to add this one. You're going to add this text sphere into the relative layout, and you observe by default when its size is grab content, and if you don't have any content, it's gonna be small. And if you add into the relative layout, it's gonna by default add on the top left corner. Okay, so if we run this application right now, so you created it, it's grab content. Okay, and you add into the view or to the layout. Okay, add the view to the layout, it's gonna stay in top left corner. So if you run this one right now and look at our application, you'll see this. It's grab content, so the size of it is very small and stay in top left corner. What does that mean? Grab content. So if you add the text and start extending this one, see. But the next thing that I would like to do from this one is we would like the size to match its parent. Okay, and we would like to bring it, instead of the top left corner, we would like to bring it above the press me button. So this one we need to bring it above of the press me button here, and we would like the size to get match parent, the width to get match parent. So we're going, that one is the job of layout parameters. Okay, layout parameters in charge of position the size. Right now it's about the size, and would like to change the width to match parent. So in order to do so, we're going to, before adding it to the layout, we're going to, let's say, create layout parameters for it. So we're gonna have relative layout dot layout parameters. So we're gonna say txt name layout parameters equal to new we're gonna drag this one here. Okay, equal to new. Okay, layout parameters, select this one, and we need to specify the width and the height. I'm going to bring this one down and say the width is relative layout dot layout parameters dot the width, I would like it to match parent. Okay, then I'm gonna duplicate this row, and the height we would like it to grab content. Okay, grab content. Remove this one. So we created the layout parameters for this one. So the width is match parent, and this one is grab content. And while adding the text to the layout, we're going to set the layout parameters txt name layout parameters, and right now you see it won't change the size of the text sphere. Okay, it won't change the size of the text sphere. So if you look at this one, you'll see the text size of the text field now is changed to match the parent. Next up is I would like to bring it to press me, okay, above the press me. So in this case, we need to add the rules, add position rules. So we'll add position rules for txt name layout parameters dot add rules. I'm gonna specify the verb of this one, okay, and the anchor. The verb of this one is relative layout. I would like to place this maybe this one below or above. Okay, I'm gonna put it above. Okay, above what? Above an anchor. An anchor here is supposed to be an integer. Okay, and what is that? An integer. So if you, let's say, look at this one again. See, we need to have two information. It's a verb, and another one is anchor. This is an integer, and this integer is gonna be an ID of some components, which is an ID of this button. Okay, so we can specify the verb, which is relative layout dot above. But then next concept we need to know is what is an ID of this one? What is an ID of the button? So for Android, actually, right now we are creating the objects of. We're creating the object of. We're creating the object of the buttons. Okay, is by ourselves or manually. So we have reference to that button here. To that button here, button press me. However, in most of the cases or in different location, and you would like to have reference to this button, but you don't have access to the direct Java pointer, Java pointer like this. Okay, so normally Android provides you the way to access to it. Okay, in this case you do have it. In other cases you may not have access, let's say in different location, or the button may be generated automatically by Android, not by you manually like this. Okay, so you may not have access to directly to this button. So Android provides a mechanism which is you can give an ID for this one. You can give an ID for this resource. Okay. Okay, and this ID is an integer number generated automatically. It's an integer number generated automatically. Okay, automatically in order to identify this button. And later on, you can, let's say, you can access to this button using this ID. Okay, that's why we need to set an ID for the button when we create a button. This one is a button press me. After creating it, we're going to set its ID. So you're going to use button press me dot, okay, set ID. And this is an integer, but you could specify any numbers that you would like to, but it's going to be a high chance that your number is going to be crashed with other components. That's why normally it doesn't allow us to specify this number. It's still run, but then normally it doesn't allow because it's a high chance of crashing, conflicting with other components. So we're going to use Android provide you this mechanism. From this button press me, you can call to generate, okay, view ID. This one going to generate an ID for the button, okay, for the button, okay, automatically. So now if that button has an ID, you're going to specify the anchor. So our text field going to stay above, okay, above or the button. So you'll take button press me dot get ID. This one is the anchor in form of an integer, okay. So if you so it was in here, we would like to bring it down there above the press me. And if you run this one, and observe the change, you'll see that, okay, the text field is now above this one. Okay, and if you would like to have some spaces, Okay, some spaces between the two. You can use one of the advanced class, which is you can add a component or a view which is called the space view. Okay, this one is a good component for you to create invisible component that can separate the two components. But in this case, I'm not going to use it. Okay, in this case, I'm not going to use it. Just make it simple. Okay, just make it very similarly. I'm going to write some code in order to. I'm going to write some code in order to add or in order to add. So we created the text field here already, make it match pattern and places here. Similarly, I would like to create a label welcome message below. Okay, welcome message below this button. So we're going to, that one is an instance of text view. So text view, okay, text view welcome message equal to new text view. Okay, we need to pass in this as a context. Then we're gonna create the layout parameters for it. Okay, add some rules. Okay, we're gonna copy this kind of code. So layout parameters for the text view welcome message layout parameters, and we set the layout parameters with the rule which is it is below the button. Okay, below the button instead of above, we set below. Okay, and it's also match pattern, also wrap content. And now we're going to, oh, this one is we add the text, so we're gonna put it here. This one is our text view for the label. Okay, so we add it below the button, also match pattern and wrap content. So now we're going to add it to the layout. Add it to the layout. So we're gonna take the layout dot, okay, add view. Then this one we're going to add the take views welcome message into there. And I would like to set this one with, let's say, its own properties, which is take view welcome message dot set the text which is welcome message. Okay, welcome message. Okay, if we run this one, we'll see that we have our welcome message down there. Oh, wow, the welcome message is here. It's not at the bottom of the, it's not at the below the it's not below the press me. So let me see. Okay, I forgot to set the parameters, allow parameters here. So we're gonna have take view, okay, allow parameter. If we run this one, get back to this and see, okay, it is now below the press me button. Okay, it's not below the press me button. One is what we just completed our exercises, and we demonstrated Beauty's GUI graphic user interface with the activity, okay, with their activity, with their text field, okay, button, and the messages. All of them are instances of or objects of some Java classes. Okay. And in next exercise, just to complete this application, we're going to talk about event and event handler into Android. So that if you input a name here, click on press me, it will show the welcome message here. Okay, I'll see you in next video.